I apologize for that. It is Boogie with the Bull, Tuesday Night Live. I'm Dave Glovin. You are not. Randy Rhodes is with me, and William Grant is watching in the live chat on my profile. So it is somewhat working. We, we 97% have it figured out, and we will by the next time we go. Anyway, it's me and Randy Rhodes tonight, and anyone else who wants to join in is welcome, provided Randy Rhodes says it's okay. And
No, 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 yes,
so
no.
we can start with just about anything and go just about anywhere.
Okay.
Uh, like I said in the green room before we went live, thinking that we had gone live. Uh,
Twice.
we're not in a great place because if the Ayatollah has launched a holy fatwa, which is a war to the death, meaning come out and find them and kill them, Benjamin Netanyahu and President Trump. If he attacks either one, this will get ugly. Uh, if it doesn't already just get ugly for Iran. So I don't really know what to say. Larry Estes is watching. Let me see if we can do this. We're using my wife's Chromebook today, and I'm just about getting used to it. I apologize for being very light today. Uh, I couldn't figure out how to fix that here on her Chromebook. It's set differently on mine, so we may use mine, but mine is dead and recharging. So we'll worry about that tomorrow. I see my good friend Jane O'Malley is here. Larry Estes is here. And Jane says her signature. Let me hit this one. There we go. Hello, Patriots. So we can, as I said, talk about just about anything and everything. Holy fatwa, I don't really want to dwell on it for very much because it's either going to get ugly and it will be done, or it's going to get ugly and it will be extremely well done. I'm just happy to be back tonight and kind of wanted to kick that off in the beginning and then go with you with whatever you have, Doctor.
Okay. Um, First off, I mean, should we be surprised that some other government or religion has taken out a death warrant on our president, or in that matter, any of our Republican conservative people? Uh, let's face it, we've been doing that for centuries, um, knocking out people. Our own country, taking out contracts and taking out the leaders of people. Unfortunately, when you have the technology like we do, it is you can't hide. Uh, it may take a few days, weeks, maybe a little longer if you're really good at it and you got people helping you. But eventually, you're gonna walk outside your house, forgetting yourself, and boom, there's that eye in the sky, and we got you. We got your address. We got your street number. We know where you live. We know where you potty. And the next time you go out there, in fact, you know what? We're going to take you out inside the building because we know you're there. We have heat sensors. We know how many people are in there. We know if they're women or children. So we'll wait till they leave the room, and we're going to send one of our missiles, and boom, you're gone. So it doesn't surprise me that someone's going to threaten to take out Trump.
I have to figure that we know where the Ayatollah is. I mean, we may not know the specific bunker that he's in, but we know close enough. And then, like you said, we'll be able to identify where he is and a bazillion big, beautiful missiles that can go underground. At least 200 feet underground will go underground, and in a matter of minutes, we might just see this whole big flash.
Yeah, I absolutely agree, Michael Anthony. You know, um, all the devices that we have inside our house, and my son, the prime example of it, he loves electronics, and he has a job, and his wife has a job that allows them to buy all these little knickknacks that you can talk to, and they can talk back to you, and they know exactly how you're thinking. I mean, I have Siri, and every now and then, depending on what I say, she turns on, which means she's always listening. But with the Wi-Fi, when I turn my computer, well, my cell phones, because I use the Wi-Fi for my cell phones inside the house. I use my iPads on Wi-Fi inside the house. When I turn on those devices, my Wi-Fi is seen in 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 other people's homes within my vicinity who are using the Wi-Fi as well. Um, the other day, like I mentioned on my one broadcast, I got this email from Comcast Security Ed saying we made some adjustments and we made some improvements, and look at all the bad things we found that are trying to attack your computer. Click here to update and secure your devices. So I hit update. Next thing I know, every single device in my house went dead. I quick called up Comcast. I shouted and raved at the automation for like 20 minutes. Finally got a live person. Told her exactly what's going on. She knew what the answer was because they were getting thousands of phone calls because people did the exact same thing I did the update, and the update had bugs. And it turned off the Wi-Fi and turned off. I mean, I couldn't access any of my websites. I couldn't do anything. With a matter of a couple of clicks on her keyboard, it was fixed. So yeah, folks. I mean, look at the electronic uh, uh, kitchen appliances, your refrigerator, your stove, your washer, your dryer, all those that have the ability to connect to the Wi-Fi to send out notifications to Sears. Hey, Sears, Mr. Randall Rose's refrigerator at 108 blah 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 needs to be serviced. The next thing you know, they got a Sears service truck outside your truck. You have no idea why. That's because the damn refrigerator made a phone call for you. Um, it's a scary life that we're living in, and it's the life that we're choosing to make for ourselves.
It seems to be, and it's very sad. Daniel Smith is watching. Michael Anthony is watching. Jane O'Malley is watching. William Grant is watching, and hopefully everyone who's watching will share it. I'll do some sharing. Randy will do some sharing, and we'll get it
Bing, bing, bing.
all over the place. But Michael, I tried to bring you on if you wanted to come on tonight. I left the colon out of the HTTPS. I forgot the colon. So either hand type it with HTTPS with the colon, and you're more than welcome to join us once I see your smiling face in camera land. I will bring you on if you want. If not, you're just as welcome to get your comments in from the live chat. We appreciate them just
You
as
know,
much.
you know,
But Randy, you were saying?
2 days ago, we were sitting in the living room. My daughter, my wife, myself. My daughter was sitting on the sofa that faces the living room windows, and she shouted out, "Dad, there's a praying mantis stuck on our window." And I looked, and sure enough, here was this praying mantis that got somehow crawled in between the crack of my screen and my window, and couldn't figure out how to get back outside to freedom. So we went through this whole harassment of taking apart the window and left it's a little baby thing, right? So then the next day, I'm outside my backyard doing my Judgment Tree broadcast, and I'm walking inside, and next thing you know, I got this damn praying mantis on me that's like a teenager size, right? So I went through this conniption
Yep.
that got caught on live broadcast before I had a chance to end it. Got it, nice and gently. I let it go outside, so it wasn't hurt. Uh, and then later on that same day, I'm getting ready to go outside my side door to take trash out, and here is a damn adult praying mantis. Now this one here was brown. The other two were green. So my daughter did a quick Google, and the brown one is from China. Um, but I'm thinking to myself, okay, I got a baby, I got a teenager, and I got an adult praying mantis. That means I have at least one nest somewhere near my house, and they can have up to 400 babies. And I'm thinking to myself,
They can.
holy shit, the last thing I need is to walk outside one day and find 100 praying mantises on the side of my house, or to walk inside and find my cats playing with them or something. I was freaking out. And then last night, my daughter went to put her dog out for the last time in the backyard. She comes running in, said, "Dad, there's a snake. There's a snake. There's a snake." And I said, "Where's the snake?" He said, "Snake's in the backyard." Where? And I went out, and she said, "Don't step on it." I said, "Well, trust me, I don't intend on stepping on it." And so I'm looking for this damn snake, and sure enough, there it is. It's like 4 feet long,
Ouch.
right? So
Ouch.
uh I was trying to get closer to get like a video of it, right? And it started, reeling itself, coiling up and reeling itself back, and started his like a rattlesnake. And I thought, well, I know it's not a rattlesnake, but if this thing bites, it's going to hurt. So we backed off. We said, let it go. I can't figure out why it came out, because the thing was, was pouring down rain during that storm. You would have thought it would stayed under wherever it came out from under, but it was out, I guess, enjoying the rain. Who knows? I don't know. Do garter snakes like rain? But I'm just hoping those damn garter snakes like praying mantises more than I do.
Well, maybe we should send that to
Everything
Ayatollah.
comes through the shipping containers and fruits. I agree with that. And Pennsylvania has become the wetlands. They're coming up out of the dens. That's all I didn't need to know.
Yeah.
Because my neighbor, his backyard takes a really steep, deep trench almost in the backyard. And when it rains, it floods there. But I wouldn't have thought garter snakes were in the wetlands where there's a lot of water. I would have thought they'd be more like a dry area. But what I know, I'm learning more and more now that I've been here long enough. But I mean, obviously this thing is big. It's obviously been around for at least a year or two to grow that big. I would have to think there's some babies laying around somewhere, getting ready to come out and say, "Hi, Mr. Rose. We're just, strolling through looking for insects and stuff to eat." I do know one thing. It probably explains why we don't see any mice in our neighborhood. But yeah, I don't need to see these things. I really don't.
You don't need to see these things. Well,
So we were getting ready to share something earlier. Apparently, some news came through on the Sean Coombs court thing. At least a partial answer to the jury. So, if you want to share this,
hold on just a second. Okay.
Those of you who are just joining us, the jury has reached a partial verdict in the Sean Combs trial. Let's bring in NBC's Rahima Ellis from outside the courthouse in New York City. Rahima, it is my understanding you were in the overflow room as that note came in from the jury. What can you tell us about the mood inside the room?
It was a surreal moment to be even in the overflow room and watching what was happening inside the actual courtroom. The attorneys for Sean Diddy Combs were huddled around him. They were standing, he was seated. They put their hands on his shoulders. A couple of the attorneys, they clasped their arms around one another. His head was bowed. There was a lot of conversation. There was agitated conversation from one attorney and exaggerated. We didn't know at that moment what was going on, but apparently the attorneys knew that there was a partial verdict that had been suggested by the jury. And it was a moment that was almost breathtaking in that his mother was behind him. Prior to more information coming out, perhaps, she was leaning back with her arm over of the chair that she was on. And then a moment changed and she sat up more straight in her chair and looking. She had on sunglasses, so you couldn't see what was in her eyes. But you could get a sense that this was a mood that was uncomfortable. For Sean Combs, it was a mood that says they were uncomfortable for his attorneys. They don't know what it is unless they know something more than we know right now. But the word is that we would hear the verdict. If it's going to be determined that they will read the verdict, it would be read in the open courtroom. But it was a very uncomfortable, unsettling moment to watch.
I felt certain earning my bachelor's degree would.
So we know there's a partial answer to the testimony. We just don't know what it is as of yet. Let's see. Any new things here? Here comes the shipments. I remember, working in a grocery store, and we got a load of fruit came in. Bananas. And we're taking the bananas out of the box, out of the wrapping to put it on display. I want to tell you what, I never saw a spider that damn big in my life before. And I let out a little girly scream, you know what I mean? And everyone came in and remember, what's wrong? Is that there's a spider in the bananas? Oh, yeah, that comes with the bananas. It's just coming from wherever country it came from. They're poisonous. Don't touch them. We'll take care of it. Okay, thank you. Speaking of poisonous, you hear Swagger died?
I did hear that Jimmy Swagger passed away
At age 90.
age 90. They believe his son, who is much younger, I don't know his age offhand, his son, I think his name is Brian, is going to take over.
Well, why not? Keep the money in the family.
Well, okay.
You know, the jets, the limos, the houses.
Well, if there's jets, Kenneth Copeland might take over.
Yeah.
If there's jets involved.
Well, I hate to say, but I understand that when a minister gets to be popular and he starts showing up here and there, and there's books and there's TV contracts and all this bullshit stuff going on. But Jerry Lee Lewis was his cousin. You know that, right?
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah. And of course, Swagger was very embarrassed by that fact because of the lifestyle that he lived. But let's do a real quick Google here. How much is Swaggart worth? Damn. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm in the wrong business. Okay. He's worth $10 million, but it's not a lot of money. It's not a lot of money.
That's not a lot of money.
But still, if he was really doing what a Christian minister's supposed to do, live a frugal life and give back to God and help the poor, buy yourself a decent house, right? Buy yourself a new car, have $1 million or $2 million in the bank, but take the rest of it and spread it around to the poor folks and help them up,
Yep. That's why you won't see Joe Osteen in the bidding war either, because it's only worth $10 million. That's pocket change.
So Mike Anthony says guilty on some. Go to Australia. There's a size of catcher mitts and bigger. Not quite understanding what he means by that.
I think he's saying you go to Australia and there's a bigger problem over there. I would imagine that we're not.
The spiders are the size of catcher mitts and bigger.
Yeah.
Now I got it.
Yeah.
Everything grows bigger in Australia. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure why. Maybe it's the dried desert air that makes things grow bigger. But yeah, everything's grow. That's one of the reasons why England chose it to be their place to send their prisoners, because it wasn't like it'd be a nice place to live, like the new Alcatraz prison that Trump is building. You heard about that one? Yeah.
Yes, Alcatraz, Alligator Alcatraz, Florida.
Yeah.
I think it opens next month.
It does. It does.
What they're going to do, I don't know. But I don't think you're going to have to worry about much out of there until someone actually tries to break out. And you see the play-by-play of what happens if you do. And
I wonder if they're actually. I want. That's how my mind works. I wonder if the people who are in charge of prison are actually, because in I think it's Florida, or maybe Louisiana. If a gator gets to be more than 8 feet, they have to legally put it down because it's too big. I wonder if they're going around looking for these 8 foot plus size gators and purposely putting them around the prison.
Yeah, because I would imagine that they're not going to look for an alligator that in theory could swallow a baby. They're going to be looking for an alligator that could swallow a 6 foot, 250-pound man, because that's most likely what's going to be there. Jim Baker, Tammy Faye's husband. Tammy Faye Baker was the brains behind the money for those evangelists. She saw a way and wanted that. And her husband to be in the forefront, and he was, and they were. And then when he went to jail, she, excuse my English, wringed him dry,
Yeah.
for lack of putting it better. He got his business back when he got out, but she used it. She went into the cosmetics business and did fairly well for herself. And then I think she got remarried and did fairly well there. I did want to ask Michael while he's watching. Did you read that? I guess the Florida No More Chemtrails bill goes into effect today. That went into effect, and evidently also the fluoride that goes into your water if you live in Florida. That bill happened, and it was shut off today as well. So a lot of things. You want to keep your ears on the news.
Yes.
Will the mayor of New York City, if he is elected mayor, get deported? Very well. But as far as I'm concerned, again, that $65 million, we're going to transgender your children, to me is enough that you should, I don't know if deportation is right, but something needs to happen because I'm not saying anybody should go out and elect a mayor that's going to transgender your children. Didn't even ask the children if they wanted to be transgender. But he supposedly was caught in a gay relationship. Oh, okay, yeah, Jim Baker. Yes, I believe he was. I believe you are 100% right on that, Jane. Let's throw that one in, and we'll continue on with anything and everything that
Okay, so the
comes
cost
to the table.
so the cost to transgender is $1,500 a year for the hormone therapy.
Okay,
It's 30,000 plus for gender reassignment surgery.
so 32,000.
It's $25,000 to $60,000 for facial feminization surgery.
Okay,
5,000, 10,000 breast augmentation.
ouch.
Anybody keeping count here?
A lot of money.
And that's
when
what
it is worth.
and that's what it takes. And you have to be in the right mindset when you come out at the other end. Some people have committed suicide after it's done. Some people have adjusted and they're making money as models, which, it is. I'm sorry. I mean, it is a scary thing when I can sit there and watching a show and Googling the girls who are models to realize that one of those girls was a guy. And it's like, damn, she looks good until she takes her pants off. And oh my God. Yeah.
I don't know about that one, but yeah, Michael
Yeah.
Anthony is 100% right. If he doesn't shut up, he's going to get arrested. And I don't know if maybe that's the ploy to draw the attention to him while things are going on here that they may not want us to watch and be aware of. Because we're messed up. We're messed up.
Are we back talking about Sean?
We're messed up on Sean. We're
Okay.
messed up on. Well, Sean's messed up. What I fear is that Sean is not as messed up as he is because he's going to be locked somewhere alone with Epstein, and they're going to continue that business.
Well, we don't know yet.
Well, the Democrats think that we're going to continue.
We don't know yet if
that business.
we don't know yet if he's been found guilty.
Different animal. Go ahead.
We don't know yet if he's been found guilty. That video I was showing you was like 3, 4, or 5 minutes longer, so I'm not sure what the end of that part of the video was, but they're saying that there's a partial judgment that was going to be announced. So I'm not sure if that was announced yet or not without doing some more research. But so we don't know yet if he's been found guilty on anything.
Right.
But
there's enough for him to hop a plane somewhere, or and get out of here. If that is an option, I would
New York.
He would do it.
New York, what?
Yeah. Are we talking about Zohan running for mayor? Michael, or are we talking about that's where Diddy is? Yeah, that's where Diddy is right now, I believe.
Okay, can you share this one?
Yep.
We're on topic here.
His nomination speech said he will defy ICE and will not allow ICE to arrest criminal aliens in New York City. Your message to communist Zorhan Mandami?
Well, then we'll have to arrest him. Look, we don't need a communist in this country, but if we have one, I'm going to be watching over him very carefully on behalf of the nation. We send him money. We send him all the things that he needs to run a government.
DHS Secretary Mayorkas, and I asked him a couple questions about his disastrous handling of the border. Why hasn't he been held accountable, or anybody really?
Well, pardons were given out by to many people, and they shouldn't have been given out. Like the Unselect Committee of Political Thugs was given a pardon because they destroyed all of the information from 2 years of hearings, and they should be arrested, but they were given pardons. Was he given a pardon, Mayorkas? Was he not?
I don't believe so.
I'm going to get past this commercial.
Yep.
Well, I'll take a look at that one because what he did is it's beyond incompetence. Something had to be done. Now, with that being said, he took orders from other people, and he was really doing the orders. And you could say he was very loyal to them because it must have been very hard for him to stand up and sit up and talk about what he allowed to happen to this country and be serious about it. So he was given orders. If he wasn't given a pardon, I could see looking at that. In fact, why don't you take a look at it, Kristen? He was impeached, but it was just a fake impeachment. It was a fake impeachment. Why don't you take a look at it? I think he was so bad. They were all so bad. Look, it was the worst president in the history of our country. We've had some bad ones, but he was the worst president. But somebody told Mayorkas to do that, and he followed orders, but that doesn't necessarily hold him harmless. So take a look at it.
Isn't that pretty neat? You're sitting there next to the person who's going to be doing all the big top investigations. Hey, do you want to do just take a look at that? Yeah, thanks. Get back to me tomorrow.
Yeah. I think they already know. I mean, I think they have that already planned. I'm going to go off and say that it's probably at Gitmo or someplace else already happening. It may not be happening at Gitmo, but I believe that in a secured facility somewhere, it's all happening. I don't know if people are just sitting in jail cells or some are not with any longer. I don't know. It's a whole bunch of conspiracy theories there, and you can pick the one that works for you. Jane O'Malley says, give me just a moment. His parents are both wealthy, worth millions, and he lives with his parents and he's married. I know that's why they do. That's why they do. But how can he budget a city, a state, when he doesn't live on his own? plus all the communist things he believes in. I don't know. I mean, I just think that the $65 million pledge to transgender children, to me, as far as I'm concerned, if I was the president of the United States, he would have been picked up and he'd be on the next mass deportation airlines flight out or somewhere. And I'm not always even sure that deportation is the best thing either. I guess the final outcome in Abrego Garcia's case is that he will in fact be deported. He will not be here for the rest of his trial, so he won't be here to get sentenced. And you know, you send somebody home to another country. You can have the government say he's going to rot in a jail cell forever, but you don't honestly know if that's true. And if the stuff about Abrego is true, he needs to be here. He does not need to leave. So, you know, that's just me. Your opinion, doctor?
So his father, where is it here? His father is a globally renowned scholar, and his mother is a Oscar-nominated filmmaker. So that's where the money's coming from. You know, there used to be a day when Hollywood came out and did a purge of bad people out of their ranks. They had the congressional hearings and so forth, where they actually went and got hold of them and got rid of them. But why can't people in this country look at other countries and say that's what we don't want here? Look at England and what they are going through. We don't need that here.
No, we don't.
But it seems like, you know, I have a friend who she and her husband are Baptists and very devout Baptists. And I mentioned this before. And she keeps asking me questions because she sees my faith wavering, right? And she said, Randy, can you honestly tell me that we're not living in the end times? I said, Linda, my grandmother, when I was a kid, preteen, said the exact same thing. We're living in the end times. And I said, the end times have been a very long time. But, you know, when you look around and you see what's going on in this world, it's like, when's it going to happen? When we have Muslims taking over various parts of our government, some are local government, some is mid-level government, some is high-level government, like in Congress and so forth. When you look at the Bible, and the Bible says where, you know, all the nations will go against Israel, okay, in the end time, and Israel will come under attack from all these different nations. And it mentions about the lion and her cubs. Well, the United States is considered a cub of England. That's why we use lions in our various government decorations and so forth. Okay, and for the Bible to say, you know, for the lion and her cubs, you know, it doesn't mention us per se. Not once, of course, when say the United States, but it would call us by a different identifying, you know, term. We're not going to be here. Our nation as a whole won't be here at the time of the end. We're going to be gobbled up, or we're going to be, you know, wiped out somehow. So until that happens, you know, the end times is a long way away.
I think it's quite possible it could be that. I think if anything, you're just going to see God reach over and push
The reset
the
button.
reset button, and there'll be a big bang, and that'll be it. I I was not raised a Christian, so I was not taught hell. I was just taught that you might not get as high as you want in the neighborhood you want in heaven, but I wasn't taught hell. Uh, God, God wanted you to admit your sins, atone for them, and move on, and not do it again. And if you were dead and you were in heaven, you probably wouldn't want to sin. But I just don't. I don't see. I just don't see it happening. In some ways, just because the Christian church, the Catholic Church, is so messed up, uh, and into just about everything, or owns just about everything that BlackRock and State Street and the other one don't don't own, and even probably even owns them. And I can't see them throwing that all away. But
You know, sort of going tagging on the end of my comment about the end world and so forth. And there's various reasons why I wouldn't call it doubt. Maybe doubt might be too strong of a word. But when you see so much going on about flying saucer, UFOs, aliens, videos, fire just shooting, flying after these things, people taking videos and so forth. And then you see something like this that turns up in archaeology, where they discover this ruined city that goes back to the very early time frame. And I want to share these pictures so you get an idea why I'm saying what I'm saying.
hold on. Go ahead.
And there's no audio, just pictures.
Okay, hold on.
So, these are big ass pots, right? And here's the back here is the main part of the city. Okay.
Okay.
But going backwards, we're talking, I think it's like 40,000 years ago. And they found these amongst the ruins. Okay. Not Walmart.
Yeah, they found Walmart.
They found a Walmart. They found various encryption of a language that no one really knows yet what it stands for. But what I want to show you here, next clothing, are these holes. Okay.
Yep.
These holes are drilled in through stone that's several feet thick, absolutely cylindrical. These stones are stacked absolutely perfectly. And it's like, I'm sorry, these guys here, these guys here, there's no way in hell
No,
they could have built this city.
No.
And and to carve these things out.
Yep.
I'm sorry. I'm thinking that there is beings beyond what's living here that came down and helped them build. Geez, I wonder if that's where he got his ideas for his rocket at. But you know what I'm saying? There's no way that those guys could have. Let me get rid of this stuff, Sharon. Could have built that without superpower help. I'm sorry. That's the way I believe.
Yep. Well, there had to be something that helped them. I know Michael has talked about it. Other people have too. There has to be something. It's like you just said. I can't see 1,000 Jewish slaves picking up stones that were just so big that, like you said, nobody could just pick them up and put them down where they wanted them to be. not with the precision that all these years later, the three pyramids are still sitting there. And then again, I've said I think the three pyramids were a means of transportation here, docked, waiting for the right opportunity to load up and go home. But I don't know. I just don't believe in the it's over and we're going to be tortured for a million years. But maybe that's true. I mean, I don't know. I won't last a million years if they decide to torture me. So I hope that isn't. I hope that isn't what they have in mind for me. I won't last that long. But I've always said anyway, and this may upset anybody out there listening, but I'm Jewish and I have dementia and I have Parkinson's and I have macular edema and this and that and the other thing that when they interview me at one of the camps, I may be out of here fairly soon anyway when that happens. So I don't want to believe that the camps are going to happen. And it frightens me what it would be if it would be the survivors of Iran thinking that they can own the United States and do it the right way. I don't think so. But then again, I want to believe that all of this evil that we keep hearing in Washington D.C., this one, that one, they've already met with these people. They made it very clear to these people. We know we have the proof. We, you know, go ahead and keep doing what you're doing because it's not time for for action yet. But I mean, look, Nancy Pelosi's 84 years old. He sentenced her to life in prison. It's what 12 years if she's lucky. Joe Biden, the same thing. You know, the care that he would require. Plus, you can't put him in a general population prison. You got to build and hire his own alligators and stuff and all this other stuff. Most of these people are old. The young ones, AOC, maybe there's time to teach her in the right way, but I don't think so. She owes something like $100,000 on top of her salary. It's $184,000 a year. I think she's worth $20-30 million, and she got nailed for $100,000 worth of doing bad stuff. And maybe that and others will be the example to the next up and coming politicians or whatever you want to call them. That you're not going to get $174,000 a year very long because you don't deserve it, and what you get you may not like, so you may not run, and you really should be on Monday. You're there to hear about what you need to do during the week, eh, or what you'll be working on during the week, and you get on a plane and go home. And you work in your district. You meet the people that elected you. You take care of things in your district. Take care of things in your state. Work on things that you and others are going to do. But this sitting around living the high life in Washington D.C. because you got elected, no, 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 no. And if I could figure out a way that you could sit at your desk and vote safely on this stuff, that would be the way to do it. You're only in Washington D.C. You're only in that building when you have to be, and when you're done with what you have to do in that building, you go back to your district. But I'm crazy. That's what people tell me. What do you think?
I don't know, but another thing I was thinking about that I was hearing earlier today in the news is that Trump, they were asking, the reporters were asking Trump about Elon Musk and the ongoing feud that these two guys are having. And I think Trump needs to be very careful of how pissed off he makes Elon, because I think Elon is the only reason why Trump made it to the White House this time around. But Trump is threatening to deport Musk if he doesn't behave. And I'm thinking to myself, well, damn, you can't keep threatening to deport everybody because they say something that you don't like or make some kind of accusation or something.
But here's the thing. Trump is worth like 7, 8, 9, 10 $10 billion. A relatively small amount to what Elon Musk is worth. So if you kick Elon Musk out, he's still going to get the money from the companies that he has in the United States, or you might figure out some way to take them away from
Well,
you.
he's talking about that.
I'm not worried
He's
about
talking
that.
about setting Doge off after him to find out where all his money's coming from.
But then again, the head of Doge, he helped design what it was out there to do. Could you
Mm-hmm.
imagine if Doge asked Elon Musk to come back and do a Doge audit on Donald J. Trump?
They're both screwed.
Yeah, I
They
mean,
both.
it's this stupid back and forth that looks good for the cameras, it looks good for the pictures, it looks good for the AI generated things. But I mean, it's time to sit down and do what we need to do. The vision that we have for this country isn't really that different between Democrats, Republicans, independents, those who aren't in a political party. I mean, whatever, those who don't vote. And it's just time for those of us to work together. But I do want to take a moment and say, thinking of technology, I want to thank David Novar. I want to take a moment and thank David Novar, who helped me with my Windows 11 Pro laptop when I lost control of a 30-ounce coffee cup in my hand 3 times and splashed my keyboard on it. Seriously, it's probably going to get last rites. I talked to somebody who may be able to he may be able to open it up. He may not. There's a possibility that he may just take it in in partial trade. He's now suggesting an all-in-one. He had a very nice thing that I was really interested in, an Asus mini computer, which is like a small cube. And I could bury it somewhere where it wouldn't ever risk coffee. But now he has an all-in-one that he wants to show me. So I don't really know. I haven't really talked to him in person and gotten the whole skivvy out. But I did want to thank David for what he did. I know that people say to me, "Don't call me before this time. Let me do this. Let me get some sleep." They all have their own lives, and I'm sitting here going, the damn thing isn't doing what I want it to do when it's 3 o'clock in the morning. So bug David Novar because he knows that's what I do. So I apologize for those late night, early morning, whatever you want to call them. Whatever. I wish I had the knowledge that he has. I mean, we tried just about everything, everything that he could think of, everything an AI gave me like 900 different choices. I would run them by him, and he'd pick the one thing that made sense, and we would try it. I do want to say, David, it is not your fault or my fault for the blue screen of death error. They evidently seem to be a bug that Microsoft did in fact acknowledge. And I guess if you did like we did and you did a complete reset, you probably would have taken it out. So I'm glad that we did try that. We did try that. We did take it out because when we reset, I guess the main file that went into it didn't show 24H2 because 24H2 is now a part of that one file. But we got everything that we wanted. The only thing you didn't teach me was the lesson that we joked about all the time. Don't keep your coffee cup near your electronics.
That's why you have lids.
Well, I had it. I had a lid. I don't have it on the desk because I don't have it on the desk, but it stands about 3 inches high, and it has a lid that looks like an adult sippy cup. And like I said, I picked it up to take a shot, and I was holding it like right over the screen, and I dropped it. And then I picked it up, and I went to take another swig, and I dropped it on the floor, and I picked it up, and I was holding it over the keyboard, and I dropped it again. And I don't remember what the third one was, but
See, that's
don't
nice.
think it,
So that's one of the nice things about the all-in-one, if you do get it, because the computer and the monitor is all in the
right.
same, and it's on a stand. So
Well,
unless you're taking your cup and you're pouring it on top of the
right,
computer, you're
right.
not going to get it wet.
And
Of course, the
I have
keyboard you might get
I
wet.
well, I have a small keyboard. And I say small; it's about that big. That is wireless and would work
Yeah,
with
I have one of those.
whatever I buy to replace in the future, if it is the all-in-one or whatever. That when I'm done doing a broadcast or done, yeah, when I'm done doing a broadcast, I can shut it off, and that's one less thing that stands anything. I mean, the other smart thing is, like I said, learning how to not do stupid things. I played win stupid, play stupid games and win stupid prizes, and unfortunately, I got a very good deal on that laptop when I bought it because I think it was an out of business sale through Walmart.com. But that's not the point. The point is that I did something stupid, and I am now
Paying
running
for it.
around on different things, doing what I need to do. So
You're now paying the consequences for it.
I do appreciate David. I got mad at a lot of people, and I just I'm sorry. It's not the way. It's not the way that I should be. It's not the way anybody should be. Uh, I told someone yesterday, I'm done with whatever conversations are going around and all the bad stuff. Everybody hates each other, and everybody's supposed to think that they hate each other and this and that, and I don't. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm 63 years old, and I just don't hate. I just don't want to hate people. It takes more energy to do stuff than it did before, and I just don't want to waste any energy on being mad and hating people and if this one or that one. So the rules are anybody is more than welcome to be on the broadcast at any time. If you don't like who's going to be on with you, then you leave the hate for them in the green room. We all meet, we have a good time, we have some laughs, and then when we're done, take whatever you put in your locker with you, and that's that. We're here to do what we're here to do, and hold on a minute. We're here to do, and the other stuff, it's fun to do or whatever. The other stuff is the other stuff, and we're just here to tell you about stupid things like a Democrat mayoral candidate for New York City who wants to spend $65 million to transgender your children. And I didn't say that, and it's not a conspiracy theory. He actually came out and said that's what he wants to do. And I would think that if you're the mayor of New York right now, that $65 million could go toward a whole lot of better things, a whole lot of improvements. And if that statement does lead to him being deported, it's his own fault because I don't even know what's going on in Uganda right now to know if that's where he goes, what life over in Uganda is like right now. I don't really want to I don't really want to know because I don't really care. But I'm sure it is nowhere as near as what he will have here. That's why I tell people with laptops to use an external keyboard and mouse. It's easier to replace a $50 keyboard if it gets splashed on than a $700 plus laptop. Well, Mine was a little bit less than that, almost half of that. But I still, yeah, you're right. Make things so that you don't make uh, stupid mistakes, and just don't be sorry.
So the jury has come to this conclusion. This is updated.
Okay.
Uh, Stated it reached a verdict on all charges except the racketeering conspiracy charge. Um, the other crimes, other criminal charges, 2 counts of sex trafficking and 2 counts of transportation to engage in prostitution. The jury said to the judge is unable to reach a verdict on count one, as we have jurors plural with unpersuadable opinions on both sides. Um, it goes on to say that they don't think that one of the crimes relates to sexual abuse, more like domestic violence.
Okay.
So it's possible that may wind up in a hung jury. So
But the
stay
beauty
tuned.
of a hung jury is that the DA and the prosecuting attorney, wherever it's being done, has the right to retry a hung jury case and or any other things that he didn't bring up before, that to bring up different cases, I mean different charges, and it's going to tie up the courtroom for 120 million years, and when we all die and come back, they might have a verdict. Unfortunately, what you think are good people go off and do bad things, and I don't know what to.
Okay, so
I don't really know what to say about it. I'm sorry to the people that were wrapped up in it as victims. I'm sorry for the people that were involved in it. It's just a scandal that I don't think most of us understand completely and will understand
well, did you see
completely.
did you see that Florida found 60 kids that were being sex trafficked? We're able to rescue 60, as
No, I
well as
missed that, but good.
a couple of days ago, they did a massive raid and they rescued 60 of various ages. And they said that they're being medically treated. They're going
Yep,
to be returned to their homes, but they're going to be needing some very strong,
right.
very long term
Yep,
uh,
they
uh,
will.
uh, um, uh, you know, oh my God.
Medic,
Uh,
right.
what?
Medical help.
Well,
I
medical
was going to
help
say
plus
Medicare, but they're going to need
plus
some long,
talking
long
to
range, long time therapy.
therapy. Thank you. Yes.
Yeah.
So the Pentagon has decided we're not going to send Zelensky the weapons we promised because we just realized that we're low on our own stuff, so we're going to keep it to
Good,
ourselves.
good.
Um,
He's not going to
uh,
need them if Armageddon comes through. He's not going to need them
yeah.
anyway.
And I still don't know why Putin just doesn't drop a couple of big bomb busters on that damn country like we did to Iran, but who knows? And he has them. I just don't know why he doesn't just drop them, but it
I
is
think
what
he's
it
going to
is.
wait. I think he's going to wait for Israel to do whatever they had when done, and then for us to step in and clean up the mess, or us to just go in and do what we're going to do. And I'm not even sure that that's the right thing either. I mean, people die in war, and people don't have to die to have a war. And you know, I don't understand why he, who's like 80 something years old, can't sit down with President Trump, who is like 79 years old, and Netanyahu's got to be up around the same age as Trump. And you would think the three old men could sit down somewhere and just break bread and have a good old time laughing and joking and get this all worked out. I mean, the Ayatollah's bean counters have to be coming to him all the time and go, "Do you realize the pallets of money we are spending on this? Do you realize what we could do for this nation if
Yeah.
we lightened it up a little? Because he, at one time, I guess, was a president of Iran. So, if it wasn't so much of a religious republic and softened up a bit, maybe he might eventually get what he wants if he doesn't already have it anyway. I mean, when one says to the other one, well, for the rest of your life, you're not going to have a nuclear bomb. We'll allow you to build nuclear power plants in your country.
Hmm.
Okay, well, one of these days he's going to figure out a way, if he hasn't already, to enrich enough uranium to build a bomb. Because you only need one. How he's going to get it out of there, I don't know. I don't know if Iran has an air force. I don't really want to know. And I feel bad for Iranian Americans, meaning someone that was born in Iran and is now here in the United States. Before this thing is done, they may never get a chance to go see their homeland again. The ones that aren't radicalized, black jobs, the everyday people that love America, but then again, at the same time, they love and respect where they came from. They may never get a chance to go see their country. I'm not, I don't travel much, so I probably wouldn't go there. There's lots of other places we would go if we had a travel account and could go anywhere we wanted to go. Right now, but that is what it is. It is 8:13. I don't know how much time you.
Yeah, I was thinking about.
You would plan on Mr. Rose, especially if you got to come back tomorrow morning.
Oh yes, right. I forgot about that. No.
Well,
I'm joking. I'm joking. So,
I mean, we can do an hour, but I do have.
So
we do an hour and a half, but it's I have to leave because I have an appointment, and then we have errands that we have to run that we haven't run in quite a while, and
so if I can, I want to share something with you guys. Here we go.
Okay.
This should work. So, folks, I've been trying to get together material for my own broadcasts concerning the South. And a friend of mine finally sent me the really neat application that creates music. All you do is you put in some words, you choose what style you want, and the computer does all the work. This just goes to show you how damn smart the technology has gotten. Where back in the old days, a singer has to think of what he wants to, a song to create, to sing, to make multi-millions of dollars. This app does it within a matter of seconds. So I just been playing around with it. So I want to play the one song. It's not the one I'm going to use for my broadcast, but I thought it was really neat. And I just want to show you guys what you want to do. And if you guys ever want to do it yourself, it's free. Now, I think at some point, if you want to do more.
It's not the General Mosby song, which I want you to play, but this is not the right place.
Okay, well, how about if I play the one about the letter?
I didn't hear, the only one I listened to was the General one, which is very good. But
I did the one about the General. I did the one about a soldier dying. How about I do that one?
Okay.
Bum, 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 bum. Boom, boom. And it should work. Now, this, unfortunately, this here is going to stay up there. It's just going to advertise. That's why it's free.
A soldier in gray lies, dying in a cornfield. He knows his time is soon, so he calls for the Reverend to pray over him. The soldier asked for the Reverend to take the letter from his vest pocket that he had previously written to his sweet Belle. He makes the Reverend swear that he will see that she receives it. A pretty young lass receives a blood-stained envelope in the mail, and inside she finds the letter her sweet beau had written to her. The young man speaks of his love and devotion to her, and that he had hoped that the two would wed at war's end. But if she has received this letter, she was to know that he died fighting for Virginia and for the love of his sweet Belle. He makes the Reverend swear that he will see that she receives it. A pretty young lass receives a blood-stained envelope in the mail, and inside she finds the letter her sweet beau had written to her. The young man speaks of his love and devotion to her, and that he had hoped that the two would wed at war's end. But if she has received this letter, she was to know that he died fighting for Virginia and for the love of his sweet Belle.
So, I want to tell you what, folks. Any style of music, all you have to do is put in a couple of words. So, if you like, I did most of the lyrics. It will figure out what to add to it. It plays whatever music it feels it's accommodating to the words. It's free. You're allowed 5 songs a day. Okay. It does all kinds of other stuff. In addition, I guess you have to sign up for a subscription to it. But I saw this one ad. Of course, now that I have been playing with this, and I'm going to look at all these damn ads. But this lady, she has this piano. She plays a couple of tunes, puts in a couple of words. Boom! She's making money, and she didn't do hardly any of the work. And it's the music. The music is you don't have to worry about paying any fees, for the song like you do. Nothing like that. No royalty fees.
Oh yeah, no royalty fees, no copyright infringement.
Yeah, correct. Because you own the rights to that song.
Yeah. It's really interesting what AI technology can.
And it has different languages. If you want to do different languages, that's pretty cool. That's
Could
what.
you imagine? Could you imagine hearing Boogie with the Bull in Mandarin Chinese?
Ooh, that sounds interesting. Yeah.
Maybe I'll do that. I'll go there tomorrow and I'll say Boogie with the Bull and see what it creates.
Yeah, Boogie
And
the
you can
Bull.
do it 5 times a day. Maybe I'll go in there and do it for a week and play each one as the opening every week or
Well,
ending every week.
yeah, you create it once and you save it to your desktop or however you want to save it. And
Mhm.
like I do, you don't have to go in there and keep recreating it. But Chinese with a southern accent.
Hey,
Yeah.
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 Okay. On
And
that note, I think
and the nice thing too is that it creates the one song, but then does the second song slightly different, so you can choose which of the two you want to make use of.
I can
So
use
yeah,
both.
yeah, you can use both.
Interesting,
Correct.
interesting thing.
It is very
Um,
interesting. Well, one upcoming thing I'm working on, it might be a week or so out.
okay.
One of my clients, he's a black dude from Texas, real nice guy. Uh, he's all about the Confederacy. Even though I found out that his second great grandfather was a slave and his third great grandmother was a slave. I found the slave owners, where they lived and how they lived and so forth. So I'm thinking about doing a broadcast about slavery and bringing him on to talk about how he feels, knowing beforehand and even after I found the facts of his ancestry and so forth. But even so, how he feels as a black man supporting the Confederacy, knowing that his grandparents were slaves. So that's an upcoming idea.
Okay. Good. I'm,
So, anyways, I'm done.
all right, Randy, you're done. Tomorrow morning, 10 o'clock on same here on my profile. It'll be morning caffeine. It is politics, if I can remember. It's politics, news of the day, everything America, and a generous dose of whatever comes out of our
Our
mouth.
mouths, yeah. Yeah, hope just so you know, I don't know if I told you, Dave, earlier that during the night last night, I get up, I have a lot of coffee. I get up during the night and I go to the bathroom. And last night, I was getting off the toilet and I fell. And I fell to my left where our bathtub is, and I fell over the tub, and I hurt my hip really bad.
Ouch.
So yeah,
Sorry that happened.
ouchie big time. So tomorrow at 10 a.m. if I don't do any more stupid things.
Okay.
But yeah, it's fun. This is fun. I like
It
this.
is. It is. It is. And anybody who wants to join in is welcome to join in. Just let me know or just show up and ask for a link.
Yeah.
And we will
Hey Dave,
send you a link.
your camera. What kind of camera is it?
It's a camera. I don't know what kind of it is. It's whatever came with her Chromebook. And if I put a sunglass lens over it, like I have these that I get from my eye doctor on the way out. I don't know what I did with it. I put it up on here because I didn't have time to make it work. But yeah, there it is. If I hold this over it,
Yeah.
yeah,
Nice.
almost,
God,
almost, not quite. Yeah, so I'm not sure.
damn. So well,
I'm not,
the reason
I'm
for
not sure.
asking is I have a Red Dragon 720 p camera. I'm not making use of. If you want, I'll send it to you for free.
I will talk to you about it.
Okay.
I will talk to you about it. I'm not sure, but yeah, I will probably take that. And would appreciate it. So,
I'm
yeah.
okay, Barbara.
What were
I
we
am
talking about?
very, very sore. My left hip took the brunt of it. I got some lower back pain. I'm 66 years old and I can't keep falling like this. I'm falling like once or twice a week.
Okay.
And I don't tell my doctor because that next thing you know, I'll be winding up in a freaking nursing home somewhere. Yeah. I'm sorry, nurse. I'm on Boogie the Bull right now. I'll take that shot later if you
Yeah,
don't mind.
yeah, yeah. No, I have a feeling when it comes time for nursing home for old Joe, they're going to send me. They're going to send me to the nursing home, but they're not going to send the power cord to the laptop that I have. But that won't make any difference because I'll probably sit there and think I'm doing the show anyway.
I remember going to the hospital with my cell phone and staying overnight for whatever reason. I forget. I think it's a surgery I had, and I didn't have a charger. And I was like, "Oh my God, what am I going to do for the next 2, 3 days?" Luckily, one of the nurses was nice, and every time she came on shift, she would charge up my cell phone for me.
Yep.
So,
Now
anyways,
they have what do you call it? The USB-C plugs or the USB plug built into your hospital
yes,
bed, which makes
yes.
it easier. But I'm going to
Well,
go now.
yeah, the last time I was in the hospital, that I saw that it was on the side of the bed. You just
Yep,
plug into it.
yep. Well,
Yeah.
Randy's going to go. I'm going to go so that my wife can watch things because if you are a crocheter or into watching crochet videos, right now, Passionate Kelsey is doing her latest one on her YouTube channel, which has something like almost a million people. I don't know if they all watch every night, but
Well, we're only a
it's a
couple
lot
of
of
people
numbers.
shy of
I
that, Dave.
just saw a notification for that, so I'm going to free up that. Plus, we also watch General Hospital, and it's almost time for my wife to say goodnight.
Yeah.
So
Good
I'm going to
night,
say goodnight
wife.
right now.
Yep. I'm gonna bounce out. I'll do the honors. You guys,
Okay,
it's great seeing you, Jane, Barbara, Dave, Novar, Michael
Michael
Anthony.
Anthony.
Who else?
Yep.
Did I miss anybody? I think that's it.
Brent was here at
Gene
the
O'Malley,
beginning.
Gene O'Malley, Gene O'Malley, Gene O'Malley, Gene O'Malley, Gene O'Malley,
Hey,
Michael
well,
Anthony.
I keep thinking we should get Jane O'Malley a camera and a microphone.
There you go. I can send the camera to her if she's a camera. William
Oh,
Grant. William Grant, thanks for being here.
William
Larry
Grant
Estes,
is
thanks for
here.
being
Yep,
here.
yep.
Anybody
Larry
else
Estes is
I
here.
missed, I apologize.
Yep.
Anybody who are in the comment section not commenting, shame on you.
Well,
This is a fun show. You need to get your comments made because if you keep
Robin
quiet,
Brunson
you will
is here.
never know.
He is watching. So
Robin Bronson, nice to meet you.
Robin Brunson is here watching. That means that she's watching. She's not in a live chat, but we're just about to wrap it up anyway.
Yep.
And I feel bad. So we'll make sure that Robin is here next time. But yeah, we're back till usually 11 and Tuesday, Thursday, 8 o'clock. I mean, 7 o'clock to 8:30, but we're going to try to make it 7 o'clock to 8 o'clock. 1 hour.
As
1
long as
hour
we,
there, 1 hour there.
yeah, we might have to start signing everything in like 30 minutes prior so we have no hiccups.
Well, I've been sending it. Oh yeah. Yeah. Well, for some strange reason, I missed the colon in the link because I
Yeah.
typed it in manually because I didn't have Messenger in front of me to just copy it and send it out. So
Yeah.
I will work on that. I'm glad you enjoyed it, David
Yep.
Navarre. We're glad that you were here, and Randy's going to probably jump before I finish talking.
See ya.
Okay, because if we sit here, I'm going to do this forever. But David Navarre, thank you. Robin Brunson, thank you. Jane O'Malley, thank you. Barbara Emmons snuck in late, but I'm glad that she was here. And tell your friends. If you like to give it a thumbs up, but tell your friends to come and watch too, and maybe they'll bring their friends. And before you know it, there might actually be 1 million people watching. I don't really know. But anyway, my wife wants to hospital and then, like I said, watch crocheting videos or deal or no deal reruns too. So anyway, 10 o'clock tomorrow morning, you know the drill. Just don't leave your coffee cup next to your computer and you'll be fine. But anyway, I'm glad everybody came. Thank you. And